All right, so this is the second part. So as I was saying, I think ladies need to understand where most men come from, and I don't think this is such a hard thing to understand. I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know. Even ladies uphold the same double standard. Half the time, it's the woman that will be the first person to point out who a hoe is and who isn't. So I think a lot of times it's just that some females don't want to be held accountable for their actions, plain and simple. Um, so yeah, that's what I think is the reason why there is a double standard. And it's just the reality of life. If you don't want a double standard, then you shouldn't expect certain things from men either. For instance, even today, men are expected to pay on the first date. Men are expected to be polite. Men are expected to act and be a certain way. If that's the case, then men shouldn't be expected to do anything. If you don't want a double standard, it should be equally as hard for women to get laid as it is for men. And since that is not the case, then there is no double standard. It's just the way things are. It's all a matter of supply and demand. There is a lot of demand on the man's part for sex. Men want to get laid. The supply doesn't always match the demand. Therefore, a man that manages to get a lot of it gets recognition because he's doing something that is not easy. For women, it's the reverse. There's a surplus supply of sex for women if they want to, and the supply out it's much larger than the demand. You know, sex is easy for women to get, even ugly women. Therefore, women usually want, you know, they want something else like either love or security. And a woman who overindulges in sex pointlessly doesn't really get praised for it. She's seen as someone who's loose, who has low self-control, and who's not reliable. Now, is it always true? That's up to individual interpretation, but that's just the explanation right there. I think a lot of females need to understand that. So that's my 2 cents. I don't see the point of this second video, but I just figured I'd put a conclusion to it. Um, so ladies, try to understand where guys are coming from. And don't complain about a double standard because there really isn't any. That's just the way the world is. You know, no one is saying that you have to be a nun